My name is Monica, and I'm the Talent Acquisition Marketing Specialist for the Southeast. Some of you on today may have met me before. It's great for you to have joined and dialed in. It's great to see that you have because we're excited to share with you some of the opportunities here at Enterprise. So this session will take us through a little bit of background about the company, about the values, and also a bit more about the potential jobs and opportunities that you're looking at applying for. So hopefully at the end of the session, you're going to feel really excited. You're going to feel a lot more informed and ready to make that leap and fulfilling and completing your application or sending us an email letting us know that you want to apply. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. So a little bit more about Enterprise is we are the world's most trusted mobility company, and you can see there the green is highlighted to say trusted. So we deliver on this by a couple things. So we very early on into our careers, we learn to exceed customers and of course employees' expectations. And we provide a wide variety of mobility solutions. So you've probably seen our vehicles and know us, I suppose, on the rent-a-car piece, but we do way more than that. So mobility solutions in general. We offer a great place to work and cultivate careers, and there's definitely no doubt that it all starts in having starting your career as a placement or graduate management trainee in one of our branches where you start your career. And then we're also very, very passionate about being a responsible corporate citizen. So as it says, we advance the world one journey at a time. And these are the different types of brands at Enterprise that you may or may not know about. And this is quite exciting, especially as a tenured employee, because there's lots of brands and departments that didn't exist when I joined the graduate training program. And so what that means for someone like me is it means that there's going to be further growth and development within my career. And I know the company is growing and it's expanding into obviously a bigger company every year, and with that comes opportunities. So if you're someone who likes the potential of growing, likes the potential of growing your career, expanding, trying new roles, challenging yourself, then I can't think of a better place than to do that here at Enterprise through these different brands. So very briefly, Enterprise, National, and Alamo are sort of our most well known. So National and Alamo are mostly at airports. You probably see them as well. National's more the corporate brand, and Alamo's more the budget brand. And then we have the Integral, which is our claims solutions. We have fleet management. We have exotic car rental, which manage all of our supercars or super premium vehicles that you've seen, our Lamborghinis, Ferraris. And we have truck rental. FlexiRent, which specializes in long-term vehicle rental for our business clients. We also do car share, hourly car rental, car sales, car club, and obviously more to come. So it's quite exciting to share that with you. So Enterprise is in 90,000 different countries, and we also we are a family-owned company, privately owned still, but we have a global branch network of 10,000 locations here in the UK. More specifically, we have about 450 offices, which is fantastic because it means wherever you are in the UK, if you're, let's say you're going and you're studying in Norwich, I'm in Norwich today. So if you're studying at University of East Anglia, for example, and you wanted, but home was Sunderland and you wanted to go home and work for a year during your placement in Sunderland, then you could do that. And vice versa. So it's really exciting. And as well, for those that are thinking about venturing a little bit more further afield, maybe international one day, you could see there in green are all of the locations that we are in, and more to come as well. As I mentioned at the beginning, we invest hugely in sustainability. So especially in our future. So these are a couple of initiatives that are that we have currently at Enterprise, and they all really serve the same purpose, and that is to invest in the future of the company through Fill Your Tank, which is focusing on providing food for those communities that lack. We also have the 50 million tree pledge, sustainability mobility, which is obviously bringing in more electric fleets and sustainable vehicles into our fleet of vehicles for company cars and customers. And then mobility as a service, where we provide lots of additional service solutions with one rental vehicle. So it's quite exciting. If you don't know this already, and this is something that I feel really passionate about, is Enterprise is a very inclusive company. It's very much instilled in our culture and our values. And this is a quote from our chairman, and detailer, that everyone has a seat at our table. So I won't read you the quotes, but it's Enterprise has always been and is committed to providing every employee with an inclusive workplace. And for that, we also provide different types of trainings. There's employee networks for employees, by employees, that represent every diverse strand in our business. And this one gives me great pleasure for Marina, because she's one of my colleagues working in talent acquisition. Who has a physical disability. And she says Enterprise has allowed me to really showcase my skills and take my career into my own hands. So as woman, and also a woman with a physical disability, I've never felt more empowered than I do at Enterprise, which is really great to see. And just to showcase some awards that we've been given in I suppose in return of all of the effort and all the successful programs that we've implemented. I'll just mention a few. So we've been voted on the Times top 50 for women for 17 years. And that's 17 years in a row. So that shows that we've been recognized for the development we have, not just attracting females, but also retaining females. And being an automotive industry where it's perceived to be male dominated, this is exciting. And I've probably never seen so many females in middle and senior management as I have today. We are also on the top 100 for 2023 Stonewall's LGBT inclusive employer, and most recently on the top 75 social mobility index for the top 75 employer for the social mobility index, which is great. And quite a large proportion. I think it's something like 65% of our senior management come from a social mobility background. So it's not really about what you've achieved, what you've come from. It's what you can bring and what you can deliver in the role. And then lastly, we are a disability confident employer. Just to summarize, that last year we had 20,000 employees across various positions that were promoted or took on a new role. When you think about that, that's quite an astonishing amount of promotions. And this is all about sort of the next steps in the growth when you join the business. So let's talk a little bit more in specifically to the programs that we offer. A lot of you have joined us because you are looking to apply for the Graduate Management Training Program, a graduate scheme that is open now for next year, or maybe will do in the next couple of years, depending on what year you are. Or some of you might be looking to apply for the placement role. The placement role at Enterprise is exactly the same as the graduate management training. So I'm going to talk you through a couple of things that you will benefit from. So as a graduate management trainee and placement, one of the first things you're gonna learn is how to run a business. So the business understanding will come with the role. So much so that you will be given at the end of your training, which lasts about 10 months, an opportunity to showcase your knowledge, and it's called management qualification interview. So you'll be asked to share or to give answers on different questions specifically to different areas of the business, and then you will be promoted to management assistant. And that is for both placements and trainees. So in a short amount of time, you're going to be learning how to run a business so that you are ready within a short space of time. You have all the knowledge, you have all the tools to be a manager, because that is what we do. And I guess the second one, manage, develop professional skills. So this is a leadership or a management development program. So whichever route you decided to take, whether that be in HR or sales, you've already developed through the training program the professional skills that you need to be successful. Also, you're going to grow and develop as a person, and also build relationships with your colleagues, managers. You're going to get to know new people. You're gonna know how to overcome, I suppose, when there is difference in personalities, clashes in every business and every team environment, the dynamics that just comes with it. So that's a big part of what you'll be doing, is really understanding yourself and understanding others. You will have a huge support system, and this is probably the one thing that I get asked about mainly from females, is what support will I have? Well, you'll have a huge amount of support. Firstly, you'll be most likely given a mentor when you join. That could be your branch manager or maybe another manager from another department. You'll also have scheduled one-to-ones with your managers every month, with in particular with your training. You'll have check-ins with your area managers to see the progression, and we will also see how you're doing as well. So we can see if you're not progressing, if you're a bit behind, perhaps maybe some things are happening at home, or you're just not taking the training in. We'll have an opportunity to fix some of those challenges, opposed to wait until the very end and realize you've fallen really behind. There's also a huge amount of reward and recognition culture at Enterprise. So we're a very competitive bunch. We really love to progress and to achieve success. So there will be some sort of a competition, or some sort of an incentive that you can be aiming towards. Some of it financial, some of it would just be, for example, lunch or dinner every month. The top salespeople are treated out for maybe an activity or an event, which is a great way to meet others that are very similar, and also meet the leaders of the business. So here is what the career timeline looks like. And I love to share this because this isn't a timeline that provides you with a, you can be, this is where you will be, as long as you put in the hard work. So it starts off with a graduate management trainee or placement. It's the same starting point. And then you work your way to management assistant. As I mentioned earlier, that's where you get your promotion after completing the training with us. As a management assistant, that usually takes about 10 months. You'll then be eligible to be an assistant manager, and that could come just shortly after your management assistant. And it's different for everybody. Some people are really driven and they've set out some goals and they want to be an assistant manager within, let's say, 7 or 8 months of starting their career. Some people take a little bit longer, maybe a year. It's really down to you, which is another great thing. It's really done at your own pace. Regardless, this opportunity is here, and this is the next step that you will take after you finish your training. After an assistant manager, then you'll be eligible to be a branch manager. Typically, after a year or so being assistant manager, when you've gained the confidence and you've gained all the knowledge of becoming a successful manager, so then you're in charge with your assistant manager of your own branch. So that takes about 2 years, and that is what we ask for you to commit with us. From there, you can see that as a branch manager, it opens up a huge amount of opportunities. You can go into sales, you can go into business management, finance, you can go into HR, you can go into sales and business to consumer, maybe vehicle repair. So or you can continue what we call the rental or the management route, and then become an area manager after you become a branch manager, and then to group rental manager, regional vice president, and general manager. So it's really up to you. And the great thing about Enterprise is you don't need to set those decisions early on. You can just go. And in my career, I definitely didn't set out the human resource recruitment until probably 6 months before I applied. So just goes to show, once you keep your options open and you do well, and you know the skills that that you like to work in or what you need to work in, then it helps you with choosing your routes. So I want to share some of our awards because we feel really proud and want to share these as part of the recognitions of the work that we do. So it's one thing for me to say and for our website to say, come and work for us, we're a great company. But when you can see that there are national recognized prestigious awards that are given to companies like Enterprise, you know that they do support the program. So the first is the Times. We have been placed as the Times top 100 graduate employers for a few years now. And then really excitingly, we were ranked second out of hundreds and hundreds of employers as the best 100 student employers for placements. So this is exciting. So anybody who's looking to do a placement, we do have those positions now available. I can see some questions in the chat, which is great. I'm going to answer them. Thank you so much for putting your questions in, and I will come and answer those very shortly. So thank you. And if you do have any questions, just put them in the chat. So by now you've had a really good level of understanding, hopefully, of the business and the roles and where your career could go. So if you're thinking, right, how do I apply? What's next? Let me talk you through the application process. So it starts with an online application process. It is really simple. It's straightforward. It just asks for basic information about you, your name, telephone number, contact number. How did you hear about us? Some references, work experience, information. It takes about 15 minutes, 25 minutes to complete online. We do not require a specific grade or ask for a specific subject study. So if you're not thrilled about how you're doing, you don't think you're going to come out, top, that's absolutely fine. We do not ask about that at all, because some people we do very much respect that people learn differently. Some people are better academically, some people are better practically. Another great thing about the online applications, we're not asking for any CV, so we're going to give you the opportunities to share your skills with us. So long as you can demonstrate in the application form the competencies that we assess for, then you will receive a phone interview with a recruiter. Or a virtual interview, which is next. So this is where we get to hear more about you and gain a deeper understanding of the competencies you have. So this is where you want to prepare and you want to make sure that you're really selling yourself. You're tailoring your answers, of course, to the role and making sure that if this is a role you definitely want to pursue, that you're prepared with the competencies, which I will share with you. And then the last and final stage is a branch visit. So this is a really unique opportunity to Enterprise. And this is where you sort of go in and you kind of try before you buy. What is it like to be in the manager's shoes, assistant manager's shoes? What is it like to be in front of customers? And what does life at Enterprise look like? And this is great for a few reasons. Most of the time people come away thinking, oh, this is exactly what I want to be doing. I had a really good experience. Everyone was really friendly. I enjoyed that buzz. Or what sometimes happens is someone goes in and decides, actually, that's not quite the environment I think I thrive in. So I don't think this is for me. And that's absolutely fine because we'd want you to make sure that that is your definitely the environment and definitely what you understand the role to be before it's too late and you're actually doing the role. And then you will be offered the graduate management trainee or placement within a few days after that. So as I said, and I'll repeat it, the placement roles are open now for 2024. Great time to apply because people will start panicking about securing their placement roles. Usually the start of the new year. So around January, February is when the applications start coming in. So now is a great time to apply because we don't have a lot of positions or enough positions for everybody like we do with the graduate management training program. So we're very selective. We only have a certain number of placement offers that we can offer. So when you join the company, as it says here, leveling up, obviously we're hiring smart, passionate people, talented people that are passionate about making customers happy to make sure they come back. And people say amazing things about us, which means more customers and more growth for the business. It also means more branch openings, more opportunities as well. Also, it means that we get to add more talent to the team, the more growth of the company that we have. So some of the skills that we assess on, and also that you will be earning or getting out of the roles, is of course communication, because you're going to be talking to people from all different walks of life. So we look for people that have got strong communication skills. Um, it's important that you think through communication is not just verbal but written. If you're doing a virtual interview, making eye contact and having a smile, engaging with the recruiter will help. It's sometimes difficult virtually. Second is customer service. Of course, we want to make sure that you are at least you like working with customers and you've got some really good examples to share. Maybe you working behind the bar, maybe at your student union, maybe working at McDonald's and dealing with customers there late in the evening. We want to hear about them. So make sure that you put your best customer service examples forward, and we will continue to help you develop customer service and providing those is going to be is really management development program, emotional intelligence, because you're going to be working with all different types of personalities, and it's really about learning how to deal with them and learning about yourself. We do a lot of marketing and sales internally and externally. So if you like the idea of the challenge of marketing and sales, we do all the training. Of course, we can develop you into an effective salesperson. That's quite exciting, and that was probably one of my favorites. And problem solving, lots of things that come up in a day that you may not have been planned, that have not been planned for, but being able to think on your feet and adapt, of course. And these are the skills that you will get as a trainee. And placement. So you'll be working with area managers, branch managers, assistant managers, and of course, customer service and business partners. And I just want to share, I'm not going to go through every single one of these just because we're coming to the end of our session, but our values is very much through everything that we do, starting from the application process. You might want to know these so you can maybe talk to them with a recruiter who contacts you. But it's always great for me. What stands out is if a candidate tells me that they liked one of these values and which one of them really resonated with them. So we are a very social company. So do connect with us on these 4 different types of social media: Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and YouTube. We've got lots of pre-recorded videos and really helpful blogs and content, especially for your interviews on YouTube. So I'd recommend going there. We're also really active in the others, LinkedIn and Instagram. So make sure you follow us to keep up to date. And again, sharing with us if you do decide to apply, where you're going to go when you apply. When you do apply, you can share with us what you found in some of the research and connecting with us. So hopefully you have found that helpful. Thank you so much for joining today. To learn more about the jobs, if there's something that I didn't mention there that you were interested in, maybe more admin or IT or specialized roles, they're all listed on our careers website, careers.enterprise.co.uk. And connect with me on LinkedIn if you'd like. I'm just going to put in my contact details on LinkedIn. So I'm going to stop sharing there so I can answer some of the questions that have come through the chat. So, okay. So first question is, I'm on a student visa and I can join for 10 months. Can I join this for 10 months? If it's a program, if it's a placement program, it is 12 months that we ask for. There are some other roles in administration that you may want to take a look at. So please be sure to look there. The eligibility criteria is going to be different for every role. If you're looking for placement and the graduate management training program, we do ask for a full UK driving license or EU driving license. So driving license is important because you'll be doing some driving in the role. So that is really the eligibility criteria. now studying MBA, which is a master course. So you can actually start applying for roles that start in September if you want 2024 now, even though you're still at university and you're finishing, it looks like your master's. So yes, you can apply now as long as you meet the eligibility criteria. If you, let's say, and this happens quite a bit with some of my, sometimes with my prospects, if someone is in the process of getting their full UK license, let's say that maybe they only have an auto license and they're applying next year, they will obviously register and come to these sessions, find out more about the company, do some prep work, and then once they have their driving license, they'll email me and they're ready to go and ready to apply for their roles. So yeah, you can apply now nice and early. So if you don't have a placement year for your course, then you're not eligible for the placement program. The placement program is only for undergraduates. You can do it at any time. It could be, even after your final year, so long as it's within your course. It is not one that comes as sort of a complement. It has to be part of your course, and we do ask for course tutors to confirm that. Yes, we do consider students that are not from the UK that need sponsorship. So that was another question. And the graduate management training program is not a 12-month placement. They're two different roles. So the graduate management trainee is for those that have finished their university studies, that be undergrad or postgrad, and ready to start their career. There is no time limit. As mentioned in the career timeline, there's a 2-year commitment that we ask for. So it's a permanent full-time role. The 12-month placement is a internship or placement that it works in with your course. So it's built in. You either have an option or a mandatory request from your university to do that as part of your degree, and that is, like as I said, it's for undergraduates. Okay, good questions there from everyone. I don't think I have any more questions. Oh, I have one more. When will the graduate trainees start in 2024? So we are very flexible. So depending on your schedule, so you can start early. So let's say you're offered the position and your last exam is the middle of May, and you're ready to go the end of May, and there is an opportunity for you to start with us, then we can get you in. Or let's say you have a holiday and you're not going to be available until the end of June, then that's okay too. So we will work with you. We're very flexible. There isn't a fixed date. So that also provides a lot of flexibility. And also we start at different times of the year. So our intake is 12 months throughout the year. So if someone wanted to apply and start with us in January, then they can do. So think about that for any of those of you that are graduating maybe this winter. There are some January intakes at some universities. Does anyone else have any more questions before we wrap up and finish the session today? Thank you very much for my colleague who has been posting on the chat. So you've got my LinkedIn there, and also all the vacancies available outside, as well as the graduate management training and the 1-year placements. It's quite exciting. We have lots of different placement programs as well in our admin office that we didn't have available last year and the year before. So, and also lots of new roles, entry levels as well. So lots of opportunities.